You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast, and this is show number 280 for Sunday the 6th of October 2019.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my good friend Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Well, hello there, Jayne.
Hello there, Michelle. Show 280, did you just say?
I did.
Wowzers. That seems to have come from nowhere.
I know. 280! I can't believe it. It's just like, wowzers.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, lovely. How's life treating you? You missed out last week. You've got Ma-in-law in hospital.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. So it's not good having the mother-in-law in the hospital, and obviously and hence my lack of appearance last week is I'm bouncing backwards and forwards between work, home, back out the door again, hospital visiting, back home, trying to get jobs done. So I'm a bit ping-pongy at the moment. But hopefully this weekend we are going to get a little bit of respite because I've got the Feel the Force Comic-Con event to go to with my fellow Star Wars cosplaying geeky people. So we'll have a couple of days of a night away and then a little bit of making some people very happy, I hope, with our cosplaying adventures.
I'm sure you will, my lovely.
How's you anyway?
I'm good, plodding on. I indulged in a little bit of delicate trip planning.
Delicate trip planning?
Well, I'm not at liberty to announce something, but there is something afoot. There will be more news about that later. I've got my Christmas trip all penned down. You missed out on that last week.
I know. Get these little random WhatsApp messages flinging my way, folks. I don't know.
They're very, very excited. So, Disneylanders, get in touch. If you're around the park, the end of December, I'm there 24th through to the 2nd of January. Love to meet up.
Oh. You love that time of year there, don't you?
I do. It's the most magical time to go visit Disneyland because you've got the Christmas makeover of It's a Small World. You've got the Halloween Christmas-esque of Nightmare Before Christmas eating into the Haunted Mansion. You've got parades. You've got the foodie festival at DCA and... oh...
Yeah. Can you fit me in the suitcase?
I wish I could.
I don't take up much room, promise.
I wish I could, love it, but I'm at that point where I don't know whether it's going to be financially viable to buy an annual pass for Disneyland with going back next August.
Ah, of course, yeah.
So it's like, well, do I try and keep to 5 park days on each trip, or go every day to the park and not be as precious about the time because I've got an AP and I can get the discounts and I don't know.
Oh, juggly, yeah.
Yeah, it depends what Disney do between now and the next few weeks while I save up to buy it. They might put the prices up.
Yeah, it is that time of year, isn't it? End of fiscal year and all that, isn't it?
Yeah, and with me needing the most expensive tier because it's Christmas. Anyway.
I'm sure you'll sort it out, Michelle.
Yes, I am sure I will. Well, while we are on the topic of financial gain in Disney's bank account, as usual, have you seen that there's been some food price increases?
Is this around the snacks? I did see something very fleetingly and I haven't really looked into it.
It's been very sneaky. So I think I'm going to play a game because if you don't know the details, I'm going to play a game with you for you to guess, Jayne. How much does this item cost in the Magic Kingdom?
Okay.
So, how much is a Mickey bar?
Oh, you see, I don't even know how much there would be anyway, Michelle. This is going to be a silly game, isn't it?
Well, come on, guess.
What, new price?
Yeah.
Oh, $6?
Correct.
Really? Oh, and honestly, I swear to goodness, I have not got it up in front of me. Promise to goodness I haven't.
But can you believe $6? That's £5. For £5, I could buy a whole tub of ice cream. I could buy a multi-pack of Mickey bars in the supermarket in the States.
Well, I was just going to say, I can go to my local Lidl and get way more than just one Bounty bar, whatever they're called.
It is getting a little bit pricey, but do you know where a Mickey bar's free?
Where's that?
Disney Cruise Line.
Yes, of course.
You just need to tip the guy who's bringing it, and then you could order as many Mickey bars as you like. Okay, let's move on and ask you another pricey question then.
Okay.
How much is popcorn in a refillable souvenir bucket? Not a posh one, just a bucket.
Just the bucket.
Well, with the popcorn in it.
Yeah, obviously. But not a fancy one. Oh, what about $8?
It's $12.
I know you said 12.
And then every time you want it refilled, it's $2, and that's available for the length of your theme park stay.
That's all right if you like popcorn.
Well, it is. If you've got a family.
Yeah. And make popcorn your only snack.
Yeah. Okay. How about a Mickey pretzel served with that little warm, gooey, runny cheese sauce?
Okay. Is that going to be around the $10 mark?
No.
No?
No.
Go on then.
$6.79.
Oh, okay. See, I'm thinking obviously they're going to, taking the opportunity to go ridiculous.
Nah, not too ridiculous.
But even so, not cheap.
Yeah. Your refillable mug, the one you can buy for your holiday if you don't
Yes.
get it on the old dining plan.
Dining plan, yeah.
How much do you reckon that's for your stay?
About 15.
$19.99.
Wowzers.
Yeah, you need to get your value out of that one.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? When I say it's only at the hotels as well, isn't it? Resorts, so you're restricted, aren't you, a little bit? Which I suppose if you're going to go and have something every day, every morning or whatever, then it probably works out. But as you say, it depends on the length of your stay, doesn't it?
Yeah. We bought one this last trip for Tom because he'd like to go and get a Mickey Cocoa before he went to bed or something like that. And it did work out in our favour with that. But we were there for like 16 days.
Well, I was just going to say, for those of us that are coming for an extended length of time, they are pretty good value. Because I know we always, would always have a drink in the morning and something at night time as well. So they always worked out really good for us. But say if you're only there for a short amount of time, maybe not so much.
Something here for you now, Jayne.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen all the new cool ears that are out?
I've seen the Ashley Eckstein ones.
I thought you might have. Would you like to explain what they look like?
I've only just seen them this morning on my Twitter feed, I have to admit. Yeah, these are like Princess Leia hair bun. Well, they're not, well, yeah. They look like the buns from Princess Leia, the original, original Star Wars, New Hope era, those bunny things. But obviously not on the side of your head. They are like ear positioned. Does that make sense? I've just waffled there, haven't I? But you know what I mean, yeah. So Princess Leia hair buns, but done in the shape of Mickey ears.
Yeah.
And they're coming out October the 4th, I think, isn't it?
They are, and you can get them signed, can't you?
I think so, yeah, because it's all big Star Wars-y release day, isn't it, for all the new merch for the film and everything, October the 4th. I do know that much. They're all right.
Do you know what they remind me of?
They look like a bit like a Cumberland sausage.
They do remind me of the Cumberland sausage. You are completely right. And it's like, what? I just saw the picture and I thought, what? For those people who are not in the know, basically a Cumberland sausage is a very long sausage link that is wound around in a spherical way.
Like a spiral effect.
Yeah, thus looks like these ears. And it just looked like, what? It's a hot dog ear? I'm not a fan personally, because if I was wanting to wear a Princess Leia style inspired ears like that, I'd actually want them where the buns would be. Yeah, and I see what they're doing, and all power to Miss Eckstein for her universe doing an amazing range of themed goods of various descriptions. I do like all their bits and pieces, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? But yeah, I won't be rushing to get some. Each to their own, and I'm sure, as you saw on the Facebook page through the week, we thought of very, very many different ways we could spend $600 instead of buying Heidi Klum's ones.
Oh, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
I have seen pictures of quite a few people who have bought them. I suppose if you have an annual pass, you get the discount and it works out, quite a considerable amount off the $480. But it's still a lot of money.
I'm not sure they're going to be the most comfortable thing to wear either.
And I have seen reports on Twitter saying that the little jewels, the Swarovski crystals, have been falling out.
Oh, I wouldn't be well happy if I spent good money and that happened.
No, me neither. But talking about faulty Disney merchandise.
Okay.
Remember my Epcot mug?
Yes.
When I put a hot beverage in it, smashed?
Yes, I do.
Massive crack down it.
Yes.
Well, I contacted Disney and they did ask for some proof of purchase. I said, well, come on, love. I bought like hundreds of things in Walt Disney World. I can give you my guest folio from my trip. That settled it. They were happy with that. They shipped one across to me. It took 4 days and I now have a brand new Starbucks mug.
Hey.
So my top tip is, if there's anything that you purchase from Disney, even if you are overseas, get in touch with them. You never know what they can do. As long as you're able to prove you were in Walt Disney World at that time, even if you don't necessarily have a receipt for the purchase, they might be able to help you out. And it didn't cost me a penny even for the shipping.
That's very good, isn't it? Just goes to prove if you don't ask, you don't get.
Absolutely, my little lovely. Well, Jayne, I have got ahead of us a fantastic chat with the lovely Angie Mills. So why don't we pop that on now, and then I'll catch up with you for a little bit of a DLP chat of our own.
Okie dokie.
Where dreams begin.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Disney Dream Girls, and I have a very special guest. Do you know, Jayne and I started this show out because she and her husband used to listen to my podcast, The Mini Minxes, that I did with the lovely Kimmy. And we've become really good friends. And the one thing I love about doing this show is that I've met so many people. They're not listeners, you're not, you're friends. And through the show, I get to meet the lovely lady who's our guest for this week, Angie Mills. Hello, my darling.
Hi, Michelle. Lovely to be here. And yes, we've become good friends, haven't we?
We have. We just sort of clicked. We're both northern women. So that's apologies now for the accents you're going to have to cope with.
Yeah, but you are Yorkshire lass.
I'm Yorkshire.
And I'm a Lancashire lass.
So we'll try and speak slowly because when we get going in our own dialects, it's very tricky to understand us.
Yeah, we'll try not to do any unusual words that people won't understand.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
All right, lass.
Hey, life's a good one. Where's whippets?
Aye.
Stop it. You're getting me down a bad track, Angie. Right. Angie is a massive supporter of the show. She's always posting things about her trips, and you will all know that of late she's had a little bit of a trauma about her trip she's going on very, very shortly because she booked a trip with the Disney company, but there was a slight issue with the flights. So I'm going to hand over to you, Angie, and could you tell us a little bit about what happened and how it's sort of been resolved?
So as you will have heard in the news, and I believe it's all over the place, all over the world, Thomas Cook went bust.
Yeah.
And we were flying out with Thomas Cook, a direct flight. Monday morning comes, and I thought, I'll give Walt Disney World a ring, the company. Anyway, I got an email saying, can you just sit back and wait? As you can understand, everybody's phoning to see what's happening. So I left it. Later on, the next day, the Tuesday, I get an email. Urgent message, can you get in touch with us? We've got flights for you.
Ooh.
So I emailed them because when I phoned Michelle, it was a 90-minute wait. And I thought, no, not doing the 90-minute wait. Anyway, got in touch with them. Yes, we've got your flights. Sadly, they're not direct, but here you go. So I went, great. And they sent all the information across. So then I went on the website and it was an American airline and went on to put our passport numbers in. And I'm thinking, where's Alan? This would be my husband, Alan, because it was myself, Logan and Alan travelling. No Alan. So I emailed and I said, look, have you forgotten to put my husband on? And yeah, basically they had forgotten my husband. So they phoned back later on in the day and they said, right, we've got another flight for you. And this time you're going from Ireland to wherever. Anyway, it was a stop flight again. The trouble is, it came back at 3:00 in the afternoon. Well, I've got children to pick up, so that's no good for me. So what me and Alan had decided that night was me and Logan would travel on that other flight they found, and Alan would travel separately. So I phoned up the next morning and said, "This is what we've decided." "Oh no, you've all got to travel together." Now, let me just go back a little bit. At the beginning of the week when all this happened, we haven't lost our jobs. Nobody's died. And I just thought, what will be, will be. But we have had a little bit of a year. And I was looking forward to this trip. And for the first time, I cried. And I thought, oh, dear. So the lovely Zadie, travel agent with Walt Disney World Company, actually found us flights in the end. So we are all travelling together, and we're flying up to Dublin, which I believe if you go from Dublin, you clear customs.
You do, and that is a really good tip there, Ange, because when we've gone this year over to MCO, we had a 45-minute wait, but if you go into via Dublin, you get cleared, and you might have a little bit of a wait at Dublin for the connecting flight, but once you get to MCO, you're straight through.
Exactly, and we've also got the. Have you heard about the disability lanyard?
Yes.
Yes, we've got a disability lanyard because of Logan, and also now because of Alan, because of his condition that he's got. Yes, so we're all set and we're all ready. We fly out on the 19th. It's the shortest trip we've ever done. We're only doing 9 days, but it's 9 days, Michelle. 9 days in the magic. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for it.
So while we're talking about this Walt Disney World trip, what are some of the experiences that you've managed to organise to do, i.e. dining or fast passes or something that you're really looking forward to?
Well, of course, we're going to get to go to Galaxy's Edge.
You are?
I'm just going to open my Disney World app so that I can tell you a little bit more. So we're going to go there, and we're going to go to, what's the canteen called there, Michelle?
Ogre's Cantina.
That's the one, that's where I'm going. So we're actually going to go there. I've got a few things that I can't talk about because I've got a little boy in the room and it would spoil the surprises. But you know what else we haven't seen? Now, my favourite park is Animal Kingdom. Just love it. I just feel so at peace there. But we've never been to Pandora.
Wow.
I cannot wait, and I can't wait to see it in the dark. So on the Sunday, we're going to Animal Kingdom. And our first ride at 8 a.m. is a Navi River journey, and I cannot wait. I also can't wait to try the eats in that little area. So I'm just so excited. And we're going, oh, shall I tell you? Oh, he's going to hear, but I don't care. We're going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween.
Amazing candy hunting.
Candy hunting. But do you know what I'm going to do? Because them two will be doing the normal candy. I'm going to do the, where you get the tokens. So that for the sugar-free stuff and that, and see how that works. And I thought I'd feed back to you on that. Yeah, the allergy-free stuff. So I thought I'd feed back to you and let you know how that went. So, and I've bought myself a dress for that night, and it's a Sanderson sisters dress. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I've made some ears and everything, so I will post them. And of course, while we're there, we've got the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. Now, in 1996, I went to Walt Disney World for the first time, and while we were there, it was a food and wine festival, but I didn't know anything about it. So this time I know a lot about it, so I'm looking forward to trying some brand new things. I'm going to try and get the boys to go out of their box a bit and try some unusual stuff.
That all sounds a very good plan to me there, my lovely. Can I just say, when you're at Animal Kingdom, when you're getting that lovely food at the Satuli Canteen,
Can't wait.
Just think of me, because I love that place.
Yes, well, I'll eat something for you and think Michelle.
Oh, you are the best.
I know I am. True friend.
Thank you, my lovely. That really makes me feel warm in the old cockles.
And special.
Oh, I'm definitely special, love. We both know that.
That's why we get on, because we're both special.
And Mickey's Not So Scary. That is going to be amazing.
I know. I really can't wait for that. And what will probably happen, because Alan does struggle, he will probably rest in the morning, and I'll have some time with Logan, just me and him, because it's a long night, because I intend to see the fireworks, and the second, of course, you see the second parade, because it's the one that's not got as many people there.
Yeah.
Because all the kiddie winkles hopefully, would have gone home. Hopefully, apart from my kiddie-winkle.
Well, we will see.
We will.
It sounds an amazing trip. Don't forget you've got to try out the Skyliner for us.
No, I'm not doing a death bucket. I am not doing one. I am not. No. Did you get that?
I think you're sitting on a fence a little bit there, lovely.
I don't think so. No, I tell you what I'll do, Michelle. I will take out a little bit of extra insurance on the hubby and I'll send him. And he can feedback. Because no, it's just not happening and I'll get him to take photos. I am not doing it. Okay? Logan says he'll go with him.
All right, that's fine. I'll hear from Logan then.
Yes. You're not hearing from me. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you do go to the Magic Kingdom, which I'm sure you will, please go in the Arabath Brothers store and say hello there to my lovely, lovely friend who is the glass blower there. Just make sure you say hello to Sarah. Say Michelle, who you did the pumpkins for, says hello.
Yes, because you did a live on that, and that was real. I really, really enjoyed that. And actually, I didn't realise there was that's such a big area in the back there. So yes, I will be doing. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I may even treat oneself as you do.
Always worthwhile, but don't do it at the end of your trip because they do take 2 days to cool down.
Really, that long?
Yeah, and then they've obviously got to ship them out to your resort.
Yeah, right. Good tip there, Michelle.
Yeah, well, occasionally I have them for you, lovely.
Yes, I have noticed.
Any other highlights, food you're looking forward to, experiences?
Well, on the old apps, I found an app, Michelle, that is called List to Do, right? So you can actually make a list to do and you can tick it off. So let's go for this, shall we? I'll tell you, I'll do Magic Kingdom Snack Attack.
Okay.
I want to do that wonderful vanilla churro ice cream sandwich at Sleepy Hollow. I want to try a cheeseburger spring roll. I have to do a Dole Whip.
Of course.
And I want to do the Mickey's kitchen sink, but not necessarily for the ice cream, although ice cream is... I want the kitchen sink thing for my kitchen window. Now... There's a bottomless milkshake at the Plaza restaurant, which I do think that Alan and Logan will absolutely adore. So we're going to do that. And I fancy the bacon macaroni and cheese fries. So for each park on this list thing, I've done different snacks that I really would like to try. And I've even done one, outfits, what I'm going to be wearing. So I know I am so organised. And even a list for Walmart, would you believe?
Sounds like you've got everything going on there, Mrs.
Yeah, and well, you know me, and I know you. You make your skirts, and I'm making skirts and ears at the moment. So I'm in full planning mode and doing mode. Not got enough time, really.
Sounds perfect to me. You always need more time, though. There's never enough time for Disney prep.
You know something, Michelle, thinking about this? What do you enjoy the most? The actual planning and the booking or the trip?
Oh, it's a tight one because I do love the planning and the negotiations and the thinking and the research. It's such a buzz.
Exactly. And the trip, although it's magical and lovely, is 9 days. My planning has been 80 days. And looking on the internet, finding things to do, looking at the snacks and stuff like that, watching the YouTube videos. So... it costs a fortune, but look how many days you're getting out of it.
I know. Whereas if you're just doing an all-inclusive to somewhere like Ibiza, there's just not that planning to be done, and I love the planning. It's
just, honestly, I said this to the hubby the other day. I said, I really don't know what I enjoy the most. Is it the trip or is it the plan? Maybe I should become a travel agent. Then I could plan more trips for everyone and it won't cost me a dime.
Well, that's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back in time now. Let's go back all the way to a few months back, and you had a trip over to Disneyland Paris. So let's just talk a little bit about that. And where did you decide to stay?
Well, we went at the back end of August, which, if you can believe it or not, was last month, not a few months.
Oh, gosh.
We're still in September, aren't we?
Yeah, I'll be releasing it in October, though, but yeah.
Yeah. So we went at the back end of August and we drove there, Michelle.
Wow.
Yes, exactly. Wow. But it's not too bad a drive, and it's an easy drive, and we went on the train and under the tunnel. By having the car that we've got, we have a very big black Mercedes thing. We always get pulled over and drug tested.
Oh, God.
We have the blackout windows, and it doesn't seem right that I'm driving this car. I feel like it should be somebody else driving it, and we always get pulled over and drug tested. So anyway, we went and we stayed at Villages de Nature. I don't know whether I'm saying that right, but you being a French teacher in your time.
Yeah, I'll be right.
Yeah, that's all right. And we stayed in a 3-bedroom cottage, and we stayed at the lowest rate. I think it's Comfort Clan, they call it. This is a Centre Parks in France, and it's only been open, is it about 2.5 years now? And the accommodation was amazing. It was lovely. Two lots of toilets and showers, 3 bedrooms, plenty of room, no oven, but a microwave that was a microwave and oven, combi microwave. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Thought it was, the accommodation was lovely. So that's where we stayed. Now, we made that our base. Last year when we went to David Crockett's.
Oh, yeah.
And that was Disney's David Crockett's. And you got if I say a small cabin, it had 2 bedrooms and 1 bedroom had 4 beds in it. It was okay. It was tight, but it was okay. But if I tell you, when you go to David Crockett's, it's like on a roundabout. The next turn off on the roundabout is the entrance to Villages de Nature. And it's literally 10 minutes away from Disneyland. It's a really, really good base. If you're going for more than 5 days, it's a fantastic base. The swimming area there is out of this world for the kids. It was really, really very, very good. We had a few hiccups. One of them being, when you go in the swimming place, I don't know whether you wear them, Michelle, but I like to wear like a coverall, the netting things, yeah. Walking through, the boys are in their shorts and the rub tops, the tops that stop them from rubbing and that. And I'm told, no, you can't wear that. What do you mean I can't wear this? No, you have to take it off. You just walk around in your swimming costume. And it was like, but I want to stay modest, if you know what I mean. I want to cover my bits up, Michelle. Yeah. I wasn't happy about that. The other thing is you can't take food into this big area. You can take a drink, but you can't take food. The problem is that the cafe doesn't open till dinner time. So they're saying, don't take food in, but we're not providing it for you either. So I wasn't happy about that. But on the whole, if you're thinking of staying at Villages de Nature, I would recommend it. We would do it again in a heartbeat. That's where we are with that.
Yeah. So what did you enjoy the most out of your Disneyland Paris experience?
Do you know what? You're going to smile at this now. We had 2 meet and greets. Well, should I say, we had a meet and greet as a family, all 5 of us, and it was with Mickey. Do you know at the back of the park in Fantasyland where you go into the Mickey thing and you go in there?
Yeah.
Now, I walked in. Now, whenever I go to Disneyland Paris, I always take treats. Cadbury's treats for our British cast members who are missing a bit of English chocolate. So I goes in and I said, and the handler says, hello, how many? And I went, oh, you're from the UK? She went, I am. I said, I've got you something. So I went in the back of my bag and I pulls out a party bag that had Bella on from Beauty and the Beast. I said, I've got you some chocolate. And she was absolutely overwhelmed. She said, oh, this for me. And believe me, there was only about 5 items in here. She went, oh, I'm going to share this with Mickey. Now, apparently, Michelle, Mickey had been to the UK.
Oh.
And he'd eaten UK chocolate before, Cadbury's. So I said, don't you give him any of that. I've got some more in my bag. Well, I'm not saying that it was bribery and corruption, but we had the best meat. It was absolutely brilliant. And she kept saying, no, have your time. No, come on, let's do one of each. And it was such, and Mickey was like thanking us the way he does. He was so happy with his chocolate. And when we walked away, she said, you've made our day. And I thought, well, thank you, because we get so much magic from Disney. For us to give a bit back was nice. So that was one of my highlights. The other highlight was another meet and greet. All the boys had gone on to, do you know the Indiana Jones ride?
Oh, yeah.
I love roller coasters, but I quite like my head staying on my shoulders at the end of it. And that one's a bit of a rattler, I think. So I said, no, I'm not going on. I'll wait here, you go on. Anyway, there was a meet and greet with Baloo. So I thought, I'm going to queue up for this. I'll have one on my own because it wasn't a very big queue. So I gets to meeting. But I'm not one of these people that can just stand there and have a meet and greet. I start singing. Yeah. I was singing, oh, Baloo, you've got the bare necessities. Well, he was dancing with me and the handler was going, yes, carry on. So we did. I was just singing and we were dancing. I've got some pictures, I'll let you have them. And then Logan managed to get in on it. Them two were my real highlights. And it just goes to show, if you put a little bit of extra in, you'll get a lot more out.
No, you're right. You are right with that. Absolutely. So, any lowlights, anything that at Disneyland Paris that you felt just let things down a little bit?
Do you know what I'm really fed up about?
Go on.
It was the worst time we've ever been for the smoking.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrendous. Now, Logan has asthma. Now, it doesn't affect him at any other time but apart from when we're around smokers. So we were playing Dodge the Smoker, and even Devon said to me, he said, we'll bring a water pistol next time and shoot them. It was I wish Disney would really tighten it up. There's smoking areas all around Disneyland Paris. Just enforce your rules. Get on with it and do it because it's really unpleasant. It's not nice if you're not a smoker. I actually find it very offensive. But also I've got a child that doesn't deal very well with it. It causes him breathing issues. So come on, move it and do something, Disney. The other thing I would say, Michelle, is that I wasn't impressed with the food. The food choices are really poor. And there was one place near where Aladdin meets and greets. And they do a mango, like, Dole Whip. Well, every time I went, it was broke, so I never got it. And I don't think they, like in Disney World, I've just read you a list of treats, haven't I, that I'm looking forward to doing.
Yeah.
And that's just in Magic Kingdom. I've got a list of treats for each park that I want to do. There was nothing that blew me away treat-wise. We didn't do any treats. I didn't buy an ice cream. I didn't do anything like that. And I think they need to up the game. They need to up the game, not just on treats, but also on restaurants. We did have one good meal, and I would say that was at the Cowboy Cookout, and that was nice. But we like barbecue stuff, so that worked out really, really well. And the meal that we had the Sheriff's barbecue. So it was smoked pork ribs, smoked chicken, and a grilled pork sausage with fries. And that did me, Alan, and Logan, because there was loads of it. And that was nice. But apart from that, honestly, I think Disneyland Paris lets itself down on food. What do you think?
I'm totally with you there, love. I totally agree. The snacks are starting to come through, admittedly. The food needs to get better in the restaurants. I just feel that for me, when I know I'm going next year, I'm going to be eating most of my meals over at Earl of Sandwich, which is a shame.
And that's what we did. We came out of the parks twice and did that. And we had a really nice meal. It was really nice. In fact, if you go in the afternoon, Michelle, the pizzas are really nice and big for the kids. It filled them up. But you shouldn't have to do that, should you? You shouldn't have to come out the park to get something decent.
No, you're right, 100%.
I don't think there was much else that let us down. We did stay for the fireworks one night. We were shattered, but we stayed. Now, I don't know whether I've mentioned it, but at Disneyland Paris, we have a disability pass. I have 3 children with some sort of disabilities. Each one's got a different one. So we're able to access the disability pass, which basically meant when we were seeing the fireworks, we got to sit in a designated area, which was a lot easier to do than to be waiting for hours. We didn't have to wait for an hour to get a good spot. We'd got a good spot straight away. So that was nice. And it did help because it was still quite busy back end of August that we were able to use this pass when we wanted. So we did use fast passes, but we used our disability pass
and
as well.
And it is good that Disney do provide that service for people who have this genuine need to have some extra things put in place to get the same experience as everybody else. It's like making a modification. Yeah, and it is completely different to Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World, you don't have to take any letters of proof or anything like that.
Disneyland Paris, you do have to take letters of proof. You have to take doctor's letters. You have to take, if you get DLA, which one of my children does, if you take that, it automatically gets you. Also, my husband's got a very rare blood disorder, and because of that, I got a carer's pass. So I got into Disney this time free because my annual pass had run out, and I didn't really want to buy another one at this stage. That's something else I hadn't mentioned, Michelle, is that last year when we went, all 14 of us, on the grandma trip, we had annual passes. So this year, we didn't have to pay for passes. So it made it nice, cheap, and a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really more affordable, if you like.
That's all wonderful. Now, a little segue into something else.
Oh, go on.
You have mentioned and alluded you like making all these skirts and whatever. But it's not just skirts that you make, is it?
No, I do a lot of stuff. Which direction are you going here, dear?
Well, any direction, because I know how many things you've made for me. You've done like artwork, you've done shadow boxes, but I know you've just branched out into an upholstery business.
We have, yes. I said we have. I'm doing the arty crafty side of it. And I'm learning how to upholster. And I've done a beautiful Haunted Mansion chair. I think I showed you that one.
You did.
But we've got plans to put more photos into pieces of furniture. So when I go into Walt Disney World this time, I will be looking for taking some amazing shots for my furniture and for my upholstery.
And then you get those pictures and you have them made into fabric, and then you've made
right.
wing-back chairs, you've made footstools.
That's right, yeah. So we've made a very personalised footstool that was for a celebration for, I think it was a 40th wedding anniversary, and it had all pictures of them when they got married and the grandchildren, and I had the fabric made and then we put it on there. But no, I'm really enjoying it, but I like the fact that I can cross it over into my love for Disney. And the stuff that we will be producing will be unique. I've never seen anything like the stuff that I'm going to produce.
It is.
So it'll be really exciting times. Very exciting. I've still got quite a while to go before we're up and running properly. But things will be being photographed fairly soon, and I'm sure you'll see them.
I'm very excited to do so because I know how amazing they all look. Well, lovely. Thank you so much for coming on the show, telling us about your upcoming trip and your most recent trip. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Angie with regards to her upholstery, give yourself a little shout out where people can find you.
Well, I'm on Facebook and we're called Mad Upholstery. My son decided we was just going to be A&A Upholstery, Angie and Alan, and Logan decided we should be called Mad Michelle. But not just because we're mad, but because we're mum and dad.
Aww.
So it was Mum and Dad Upholstery, so it's got a nice story to it. So yes, if anybody's interested, just get in touch and we'll see what we can do for you.
Thank you, my lovely. Well, I'm going to wrap up this interview now.
Lovely. And it's been, you know something, Michelle, I was very, very nervous, but you've made it very, very easy. Thank you very much.
Oh, you know you're Disney, that's why, love.
Well, there you go. I shall come back and feedback about my other trip very soon.
You better do.
Where dreams begin.
So, Jayne, some very strong views there from our Angie, as usual. But great trip report there, talking a little bit about her Walt Disney World trip that's coming up any time now. How she managed to get the flight sorted via the whole Thomas Cook disaster.
Oh, that's a bit of a what you call it moment, isn't it? I can't imagine being anybody with Thomas Cook and thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to crack off now? Yeah, horrible situation to be in.
But then luckily, she's got it sorted, and then gave us a few little pointers from her trip to Disneyland Paris when she stayed at the Village aux Natreurs.
That was well said.
I try my best. I don't teach French anymore, though.
Do you not, love?
No.
Oh, it doesn't show. I'm very impressed.
So, again, as I was talking at the top of the show, I've got a Disneyland California trip planned. I also have a couple of Disneyland Paris trips planned. So, looks like I'll be getting a DLP annual pass.
Hey. Well, I must admit, when we were out there in August, it was something I looked at and as Sam and I are looking forward to what future trips, years may bring, it was something that I thought if we were able to get more than a couple of trips in per year, it's definitely worth contemplating, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think with Paris, I think it's 5 days and you're at break even,
Yeah.
roughly.
Well, we've had this conversation before, Michelle, haven't we? Saying that for DLP, it does seem kind of like the reverse of the stateside stuff, where the annual passes do seem to be very enticing and very well priced from our point of view, not necessarily from Disney's point of view, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So my first trip's going to be in May. The second trip is going to be in July. So
Okay.
this May trip, I've not yet decided on how I'm going to get there, but the July trip, I'm going to try out your train route and have a go at taking the train from Ebbsfleet, going all the way through to Disneyland Paris.
Uh-huh.
I've booked a hotel.
Cool.
I've booked the Ibis. So,
Right, yeah.
which is one stop on the train away from Disneyland Paris. I got it under £400 for 4 or 5 nights.
Cool.
So I thought that was quite good value.
Yeah. That's not bad, yeah.
And it's just as convenient as going on a shuttle bus to one of the Good Neighbour hotels, in my opinion.
Probably a little bit easier, I would have thought. So I know that sounds daft, but, the shuttle buses are a little bit of a, what's the phrase, bun fight at times.
That's what I thought. And also, with coming in via the train, I can go to that little relay store, pick up a coffee for $1 or so, pick up something to eat, and take it in with me, and not have to pay the very high prices that you have to pay at Disney.
Very true. Very true.
So, yeah. But thinking about Disneyland Paris, have you been seeing all of the fun things that they're announcing for Christmas? Doesn't it look amazing?
I haven't seen much, to be fair. So my life's a bit topsy-turvy at the moment.
I'm going to save it, and we'll do a special about some of the things that are coming forth into the parks over the Christmas period, because we haven't yet got through Halloween, and I don't want to spoil the Halloween magic.
No, this is true. I will say I have done DRP lots of years ago, in the run-up to Christmas. One year we did it like the weekend before Christmas. And I will say, because it's cold, it does kind of add something to it, which is, I know, it's a bizarre thing to say, but, it kind of makes it feel right, because you're in a park that's all decked out for Christmas and it's cold, which is what obviously Christmas should be. Christmas should be cold. So, yeah. And I loved, I don't know whether they still do it, but the little villagey markety place thing with all the little Christmassy vibe, mulled wine and all that sort of thing going on. And I love Christmas anyway, so, it wouldn't take much to get me back there at Christmas, I will admit.
Sounds good to me. Anyway, if you want to get in touch with us, the Disney Dream Girls, you can tweet or Instagram us at DisDreamGirls. You can email info@disneydreamgirls.com. You can find us on Facebook, Disney Dream Girls. You can even read our blog over at disneydreamgirls.com. But until next week, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.